Welcome back. Now, we've just added some sounds to our enemy attack montage. So now we're playing a sound when the enemy swings the weapon. We also want to play a sound when the enemy hits the character. We're going to implement that in this video, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we're back here in shooterCharacter.h, and I'm going to go into our private section and add a new variable. Now, this is going to be a uSoundCue. So let's make a uSoundCue pointer, and let's call this melee impact sound. So this will be the sound made when the character gets hit by a melee attack. Now we're going to make this edit anywhere blueprint read write category combat, so we're going to copy the U property for max health. So let's go ahead and copy that and paste it right here, and we can give this a comment and say sound made when character gets hit by a melee attack. And we're going to set that in the blueprint. So now we need to actually play this sound. So let's go into enemy.cpp. Now in on left weapon overlap and on right weapon overlap, we're calling do damage. Now if we take a look at do damage, here we're getting the other actor, we're calling it victim here, and casting it to a shooter character. Now once we do so, we're calling apply damage, and we can also check to see if the character has a sound to play. Now we just added this to the character, it's called melee impact sound, however it's a private variable. So we're going to need to create a public getter for melee impact sound. So let's go down into our public section and create a getter for this. It's going to be force inline, uSoundCue, and that's a pointer, and we're going to call this get melee impact sound. It's going to be const and it's going to return melee impact sound. So now we have a public getter. So here in enemy.cpp in do damage, we're going to check to see if that is set on the character. So we're going to say if character get melee impact sound, and if we pass this if check, then we can play that sound. So we're going to say u gameplay statics play sound at location. Now, play sound at location takes a world context object. We're going to pass in this. And next we need the sound. So we're going to get the character's melee impact sound. So we're going to say character get melee impact sound. And next we need the location. And we're going to just use the location of the enemy. So we're going to say get actor location. And now we're playing an impact sound as long as the character has an impact sound set. So we can go ahead and compile this. And we're getting a compile error here on the line where we're declaring the melee impact sound. We're going to need to forward declare this since we're not including that header. So let's go ahead and compile this again. All right, so we've compiled. I'm back here in the editor, and I'm going to open up our character folder and get our shooter character BP and look for that melee impact sound. Here it is. I'm going to select a sound for this. Now, we can go into our assets /sounds/impacts, and we have this hit sound cue that sounds like something hitting flesh. So we can use that hit sound cue here in the character for melee impact sound. So I'm going to type hit and select hit sound cue and compile and save that. So we're getting the sound. It sounds like this hit sound is happening at the same time as the sword swing sound. So we may actually want to adjust that sword swing sound. So I'm going to go into enemies/animations and enemy attack, and I'm going to move that sword swing sound back just a bit. So let's move it almost to the beginning here in our montage sections. Okay, so now we have impact sounds for when the enemy hits the character. We're going to continue with more sound effects in the next video. I'll see you then.